Everyone, welcome back. This is Mandy. If you watched my summer bloom video, I told you I wanted to consider using similar colors with a different boom gel. So that is Cad Yellow Medium from Matisse. And then this is Quinacridone Magenta from Colourarte, I believe. Vivid Intense. I had the intention of swapping out the Dioxazine Violet from Colourarte with a phthalo Turquoise, but I didn't have the heart to take it out. But to really get this test right, I should have done that. This bloom is still really pretty, but it is definitely not as vibrant. So this is Royal Sapphire PrizmPour, and this is the Pearlescent Violet Boom Gel. And then I used a Cobalt Teal instead of a phthalo Turquoise, which I think Cobalt Teal is lighter, and I think it muted my colors a tad. The Cobalt Teal is from Golden. So I'm going to share the video. I still think it's a pretty bloom. Wasn't a perfect blowout, but what I had originally intended to do was swap the Diox Violet for like a phthalo Turquoise and then use a corresponding sparkly color. So like the Royal Sapphire, my intention was to pair that with like a phthalo Turquoise and then use the purple boom gel or the Pearlescent Violet boom gel. I am using a black and white cell activator. The black will be on top. They're both gram acrylic paint mixed with Australian Floetrol. I get my Australian Floetrol from Pixel Paint Design. She ships from the United States and gives my viewers a 10% discount. It's also where I get my boom gels. So the link is below. You can use Mandy10. There's also 20% off for Colourarte, which is where my Vivid Intense and PrizmPour colors are coming from using Mandy1120. And my other paints I get from Blick. I have a link in the description box for Blick as well. That's where I buy the Matisse and other things. So that's also where I got these round canvases. These are Frederick's canvases. So don't forget to check the description box. So there are a bunch of bubbles in my pillow paint, unfortunately. So I'm popping those. And then we'll do this one together. So I do think it turns out nicely. I still kind of would like to try what I said I was going to do and swap the purple completely out, other than the Pearl Violet Boom Gel. So I don't know why I went rogue. So this is our Cad Yellow Medium. I went ahead and finished that off. So now I'll have to mix that one again. Before I mix any more yellow, I'm going to use some of the yellows I already have mixed. I have a problem with having too much paint mixed up. All right, next up is going to be the Magenta. And I almost used up what was left of this one and the Diox Violet, so I put what was left of these in a different cup where I have more Quinacridone Magenta and Dioxazine Purple mixed up. So we're at least getting to the point of consolidation, making progress. And this is where I should have switched and done like the phthalo Turquoise or something, but I didn't. I think the reason why I didn't is because I so love the way that bloom turned out, and I wanted most of the bottom to be the same, but that was the whole purpose of the idea, was to change it. So whatever, we'll do it next time. And that is the Royal Sapphire. Royal Sapphire is a beautiful PrizmPour color. I had one of the newer ones out, and then I was like, I almost have this one used up. I need to use it up. So I think what I did with what was left in that cup is I mixed it into one of the newer cups where the color was similar enough where it didn't change the color too much. That way I wasn't wasting it and I was making progress. I love Cobalt Teal, but I wish I had not used it here. I felt like it muted my color a little bit. Not maybe in a way that would be noticeable for you. But I just, for some reason, I should have just stuck with my original plan. So you'll probably see me try this again. I don't know when, but. So we're using the Pearlescent Violet. I haven't used this one yet. And it was really hard to squeeze. Some of these are harder to squeeze than others, which is why I can appreciate why people buy those little twist squeezy things for the tops of boom gels, because some of them are easy and some of them are really hard to squeeze. And this particular bottle was really hard to squeeze. So I might have to get some of those. And if you haven't seen the previous video, you want to be kind of sparing with your boom gel because it's very reactive to your cell activator, and if you put a whole bunch at the top, it will continue to cell up long after you would like it to. So you want to be not too generous with it. Another thing, if you missed the last one, I'm using an older cell activator. The white one is older, the black one is not. That is probably past its usefulness, but if you use it with boom gel, sometimes you can stretch it out. So that's a good way to use up your cell activators that are past their prime, is doing something like this. The black one is new, but that allowed me to use up that white one so it's not wasted. And so that was great. So I'm just going to enlarge the circle a little bit here. And I don't remember if I used my hairdryer. I think I did. So I'm using my Babyliss hairdryer. So I just basically enlarge that circle so that when I hit it with the hairdryer, the target is big enough, you know what I mean? I know I probably should have blown it out myself because this is a small round, but I wanted it to be as close to the look I got with the other one, and it would have been a little different had I done it myself. Might have been, who knows, better, I don't know. But you can see a couple places where I got a little too close to the canvas. So after I hit kind of the major directions, I'll get the rest of it with my own breath so that I don't mess up the cells we already have. You know what I mean? So I still have quite a bit of cell activator in the center, which was a little bit concerning at this point in time. But those cells eventually came through. It just probably means either I used too much, it was too thick, or I got maybe a little too close when I blew down into it. The bloom can be complicated. So you can see that little bubbly cells are starting to show up on like your view on the left, kind of going toward the top. But the center's still like, you know, get in line, lady. I'm not giving you any cells. So I'm trying to gently break up the surface tension without overworking it, you know. That's the challenge, I think. So you guys have to let me know what you think of the end result. Do you think it deserves to be resined? I think it's pretty. Like, if you know how like when you have something in mind and you don't quite get what you're looking for, then you're like, maybe I'll do it over. But like if you had done that without any preconceived notion and then gotten that result, you'd be like, it's beautiful. That's kind of where we're at. So I think you'll kind of see what I mean. So you can start to see where there's similarities for sure. You can see that that kind of black part in the middle is starting to develop. So at this point, I'm feeling fairly confident that as we spin, some more will develop. And even if it doesn't, since it's got some selling in the middle, I'm okay with it. I'll allow it, you know. All right, a couple of bubbles, of course. Where would we be without some bubbles? Definitely feel like some of the black cell activator was a little heavier handed on this one. But these are all things that I just notice. I'm not trying to be overcritical, oops, or anything, but I'm just sharing things that I notice. So I'll bring you down in a second for a close-up, and you'll have to let me know, what do you think? I mean, I think I like my other combo better. And if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, there's a video, a couple, maybe 3 or 4 videos back, where I did some summer blooms, and they're just a beautiful color palette. But this one grows on you, you know, and that Pearlescent Boom Gel will be a lot more noticeable once we resin, so it'll provide just the right amount of shimmer. I think the Cobalt Teal muted my PrizmPour color. I think that's my hang up with it. I think it, just because the Cobalt Teal has a little bit more opacity, and all of the other colors I used were pretty transparent, I felt like including it kind of blocked some of my color, if that makes sense. I think that's what my hang up is. Anyway, now you can see we don't have as much of a black void in the middle. Happy about that. I actually like having that little bit of weird black negative space in the middle. I think it adds a lot of character. I just don't want it to be like the main focal point. So I'm going to bring you down so you can see up close. And yeah, let me know what you think. I know this was a quickie. Once this one gets resined, it'll be in my Etsy shop. So here we are. I love all the colorful cells out there on the edge. Lots of yellow in this one. Nothing wrong with that. It's happy. But yeah, I think I like it. Let me know. Talk to you soon.